The puzzle that claimed countless lives remained unsolved for decades, with many disappearing into its mysteries forever. Some places in the world exist where time and rules seem completely detached from reality. But what happens when people dare to tamper with such places? Around 75 years ago, two hackers and their team attempted an operation near a place known as Devil's Pass. 2 weeks later, their bodies were found, not from lack of oxygen, but in a state that suggested something far stranger had occurred. Many others tried to uncover the truth, reporting that crossing the line into that area felt like time itself stopped. Those who entered experienced a terrifying sensation, frozen in a moment where nothing moved. Everyone who ventured there suffered the same fate as those two hackers, giving the place its ominous name, Devil's Pass. Eventually, people stopped stepping foot there, respecting the notion that some forces are beyond human understanding. In 2008, a curious young woman named Holly learned about this mystery and felt an irresistible pull to uncover it. Determined to explore the secrets herself, she decided to assemble a team to venture into the forbidden territory. Holly first approached her trusted friend Jason, who eagerly agreed, thrilled by the chance to expose hidden truths. They then contacted a doctor who had performed the post-mortems on the two original hackers. According to him, the deaths were due to hypothermia. But Jason pointed out that the two hackers had been accompanied by 7 others. How could 9 people all succumb to hypothermia at once? The doctor had no explanation. Next, they added sound expert Denise to the team, followed by 2 professional hackers, completing the group. Before setting off, they trained to acclimate to extreme conditions, preparing for whatever awaited them. When they felt ready, the team departed for the remote corner of Russia, a place entirely cut off from the world. Weeks after their arrival, no contact was made with the outside, sparking fear that they might meet the same fate as those before them. The government dispatched a foreign rescue team to investigate, but reports of disappearance persisted. Some explorers returned, while others vanished entirely, deepening the legend. Stories circulated that the area might be cursed, or that a mysterious doorway existed leading to another dimension, one that irresistibly pulled those who approached it. The allure and danger of Devil's Pass continued to haunt every tale told about it. One day, a video surfaced that Holly herself had recorded. Her face was etched with fear, as if she had witnessed something beyond the natural world. To understand the full story, it's important to look back a week earlier when the team was traveling by train toward their destination. Everyone was confident they could solve the unsolved mysteries awaiting them and uncover the secrets hidden along the path. Upon arriving at a small town near their target location, they spotted a hospital where a man named Tommy lay sick. Tommy had been scheduled to travel on the same truck with 9 others 75 years ago but had fallen ill at the last moment and could not go. When the team tried to speak with him, the local doctor dismissed them, warning that such activities were forbidden. Holly then noticed Tommy gesturing from a hospital window, trying to convey something, though the message on the board was unclear to them. Next, they met Peter, who was assigned as their guide for this area. He explained that the town was the last human settlement nearby, beyond which lay only dense wilderness. He advised them to gather any necessary supplies before venturing further. Holly mentioned the note Tommy had tried to show them, and Peter identified it as Russian, reading "Warning," a clear message discouraging them from going further. He also spoke of his elderly mother, Marta, who had first witnessed the bodies decades ago. The team immediately sought Marta's account and began recording her recollections. She revealed many secrets, including a chilling detail. She had seen 11 bodies, not 9. The additional 2 seemed otherworldly, with strange clothing, facial features, and even skin tones unlike anything from this world. Jason immediately questioned why official records only listed 9, leaving the extra 2 unexplained. To uncover answers, they would have to continue into the forest themselves. The next morning, the team set off along the trail. The journey began well, but the outcome remained unknown. As the sun set, they established a camp for the night. Strange, unsettling noises echoed around them, though Jason reassured everyone it was likely just local wildlife and urged them to sleep in preparation for the long climb ahead. At sunrise, the team resumed their trek, eventually reaching the campsite where the original group had perished. They filmed their findings, noting that the official cause of death had been hypothermia. But the idea of all individuals dying simultaneously from cold seemed implausible. Further reports suggested something more sinister. Radiation exposure had affected the bodies, hinting at forces far beyond normal explanation. Around them, there was no visible source of radiation, yet the evidence suggested otherwise. The team didn't panic. They resolved to move further uphill to investigate the anomaly. After a long day of exploration, they set up camp again and rested, knowing the next day would bring new questions and challenges. The following morning, they discovered bare footprints outside their camp. The impressions were shocking. No shoes or protective gear, yet the tracks appeared in extreme weather conditions that could have killed anyone exposed. Holly documented these footprints for her documentary, capturing the mysterious and unnerving evidence. Following the trail, they eventually encountered a weather tower. Oddly, some of the footprints disappeared along the way, adding to their growing unease. Curiosity drew them into the weather tower, but the sight inside left them horrified. A severed human tongue was displayed. Some team members insisted this proved the place was cursed and suggested retreat. Jason reassured them that their advanced equipment would function if needed, and that they could call for help in an emergency. He speculated the tongue could belong to an animal, but its human origin raised questions about who the victim had been and what had happened to them. That night, a series of explosions triggered a deadly avalanche of snow and ice. The team scrambled for safety, but Dennis became trapped and died, and another member, Andy, suffered severe injuries. Tensions flared among the survivors, with arguments about whether they should have ventured there at all. Jason argued that the Russian army might have been trying to prevent anyone from revealing the site's hidden secrets. By now, none of their devices were functioning, leaving them vulnerable. They gathered around a fire to regroup and consider their next steps. JP, injured and desperate, suggested using a flare to signal for help. Jason refused, warning that doing so would reveal their location to whoever, or whatever, wanted to keep the site hidden. That night, Holly revealed a secret bunker they had been keeping hidden. JP, realizing this, became furious at the lack of disclosure, believing it might hold the key to why they were being hunted. In anger, he fired a flare into the air. Within seconds, two mysterious figures approached them, arriving far faster than expected, which left the team stunned and anxious about who, or what, was now closing in. Their injured teammate insisted on staying behind to see what would happen to him, despite the team's protests. Jason urged caution, telling everyone to act with reason rather than emotion. They hid outside the bunker, but the two mysterious figures spotted their injured companion and shot him dead. Realizing they were now in danger, the rest of the team rushed inside. Inside, the sight left two of them stunned. The bunker was enormous, stretching deep and wide, clearly built for a specific purpose. They speculated it might have been used for secret tests far from the world's eyes. They left JP behind and moved to explore the far end, searching for an exit. Along the way, they discovered a lab containing old photographs marked with coded messages. Solving the code revealed the truth. The Russians had attempted a time travel experiment here, trying to go back to World War I to correct mistakes and secure ultimate dominance. The experiment had failed catastrophically. Everyone in the lab perished, and the secret remained hidden ever since. A short distance ahead, Holly stumbled over a corpse, a Russian soldier whose tongue was missing, matching the tongue they had found earlier. The mystery deepened as they continued, encountering bizarre skeletal remains that didn't resemble any human. They came across a room filled with hooks and a camera recording footage identical to what they had just captured themselves. Slowly, it became clear. The experiment had opened two types of portals. Some soldiers had gone through one portal, while creatures from another dimension had come through the other. These creatures, trapped and dying, left behind the strange skeletons scattered through the bunker. Suddenly, they heard their injured friend's screams. Rushing toward him, they saw two monstrous creatures tearing him apart. The creatures were about to attack the rest of the team when, at the last moment, they retreated into a room and locked the door. Inside, the room resembled an experimental chamber with an active portal. They realized that exiting the room would mean certain death. Choosing instead to enter the portal, they recorded everything on video, documenting the horrors and mysteries they had just witnessed. This footage became the same video Holly had shown at the beginning of the story. Someone had deliberately cut the first half of the footage, ensuring no one could see what came next. Holding each other's hands, Holly and Jason closed their eyes and stepped into the portal. In an instant, they were transported 75 years into the past, to the day when young Martha had seen not 9 but 11 bodies. Shockingly, those bodies weren't strangers. They were Holly and Jason themselves, trapped in a time loop. Martha's astonishment grew as soldiers appeared, noticing the unusually advanced camera the pair carried, technology far beyond that era. The soldiers dragged Holly and Jason into a bunker and imprisoned them. Examined closely, it became clear the two had mutated during the time travel. The two creatures that had previously attacked them in the bunker were actually future versions of themselves, which explained why only JP had been killed. Seeing a distorted version of themselves had been too much to process. It was revealed that all other hackers had died due to radiation from the experiment, confirming the earlier theory. The camera that had mysteriously appeared belonged to these same travelers from the past, looping through time until it ended up back in their hands in the future. The horrifying cycle closed, and the story concluded, leaving behind the eerie paradox of time, mutation, and the consequences of meddling with forces beyond human comprehension.